the fields.
Texas to serve first. Presley off the edge of the block and down, going to off speed to start things out. Shelley Stafford, 6'2", redshirt senior out of Cypress, Texas. A second-team All-American last year, the first ever second-team All-American for the Baylor Bears in the history of their program. Presley rips into the cross court, and immediately, as advertised, the 6-foot junior, also out of Cypress, Texas, was an honorable mention All-American last year. Got a lot of headlines as a freshman, but dealt with a foot injury during a lot of last season. But as you can see from that play, she is healthy and 100%. And that ball missed out of bounds. You talked about getting the ball to the middle. Was that setter issue, timing issue, or Breon Butler?
To me, that set looked a little bit low, and she hit it kind of flat. I think if she was on top of that ball, she'd have been able to score.
Micaiah White passing right on target, a good sign for Texas. And look out below. You love that when a setter has the confidence to go right back to you. Call it repeat setting.
I mean, that's what I would do. I like the pass. It was a nice reach by Gabriel, able to get the ball to score.
Logan Eggleston leads the Big 12 in aces, number 33, the freshman out of Tennessee. And that ball missed out of bounds.
And they're going to work on their connection, see if they can find it early. So as long as Texas can control the ball, get the ball to Gabriel, she's going to want to feed Butler as much as possible. So they're going to ride that out for a few more swings and see, hey, we're going to get in a groove here.
Brea Hunt, 5'10" senior out of Waco. Got 24 digs against Houston. That was the last time Baylor lost a set over a month ago. And Presley off the top of the block. What a good start for the #1 ranked Baylor Bears on top of Texas. 5-1. Mentioned that Logan Eggleston was a freshman. That's because she should be. She doesn't even turn 19 until the 11th of November. She is, however, a sophomore. She was freshman of the year in the Big 12 last year. Service error. What should people be looking for early on both sides of the net? First for Texas.
Well, I think for Texas, we're going to see if they can handle the ball. They're going to set as much middle as possible. And on the other side of the net, they want to do the same thing, really. They want to get Presley the ball in system when they have the opportunity, but get the middle involved as early as possible.
Big block out of the middle by Asia O'Neal, 6'3" redshirt freshman out of Southlake, Texas.
And this is that tough serve that we talked about even earlier in the match. If they can serve tough enough to get Baylor, out of system, Texas blocks too big, too formidable for her to be able to hit around.
Good block touch again. Gabriel with a second contact, back to Fields, down the line. Perfectly right on the sideline. Terrell Wolf, the libero for Baylor, had no chance, and a nice response from the 4th-ranked Longhorns. Boy, that one easily right down the middle. Is that a service error? You've gotten some plays where Baylor's off the net, and then you lob one at the libero.
You know, and I think you're looking to serve certain things. To me, that's a miss. You want to serve this ball deep. Drive it to somebody else, not a free ball to the libero where they can make that play.
Nice read by the setter, Hannah Locken, and that ball just inside the end line. First kill of the match from Micaiah White, averaging 4 kills per set, #3 so far in Big 12 play, hitting at a flat 300, which is really good for an outside hitter, as Claire Hahn, defensive specialist from right here in Austin, comes in to serve for the first time. Best 3 out of 5 sets, first 4 sets to 25 points. Must win by 2. Good set out of transition and off the top of the block. Beautiful defensive volleyball by the Longhorns to tie it at 6.
And these are the plays that Texas needs. A good touch on the ball, but then handling that second ball to put your hitters in position to score. Nice high swing by White off the top of the block. Nicely
done by the libero, Sydney Peterson, 5'4" sophomore out of Dyke, Iowa, wearing the black jersey. That is a perfect pass and ripped into the cross court by Kara McGee, 6'4" freshman out of San Antonio.
And this is what we talked about earlier. If they can get the ball to McGee, get the ball to Stafford whenever possible, they're going to do that. Give them some one-on-one opportunities to score.
There's the libero Wolf. Eggleston out of the back row, but missed it out of bounds, but a touch was called against the Baylor block. We might have our first challenge so far of the match.
Well, I tell you, I love the rhythm of that play, the set, the timing of it.
Not a lot of topspin or ball rotation on that swing by Eggleston, and we will indeed have a challenge. Let's review it for you. Ryan McGuire again in his 5th year at Baylor. He will use one of his 3 allotted challenges: ball in or out, touch off a player. You can challenge a net violation, and you can challenge ball up or down on a pancake, 4 contacts, or a foot fault on the 3-meter line or the service line. If there is a 5th set, you get 1 additional challenge per team. Another look. What'd you think?
Well, I tell you, I didn't see a touch of the net, but from that angle, I did not see a touch of the net.
Oh, that's clearly through the goalposts.
So.
Oh, Eggleston. It was a nice looking play, but that's interesting because that's not what was being challenged. I thought that the other team, Texas, would have had to utilize one of their challenges to confirm the call. I got to check on that. Here's McKay White, tied at 7. Texas on a 6-2 run, and Baylor continues to pass well. Gia Milana, 6'2" senior out of Romeo, Michigan, started her career with the Maryland Terrapins. Hit only 168 last year, but has improved that by 70 points. And Presley has jumped way up in her efficiency.
She really
in the low 200s to over 300. Milana is stuffed, second stuff block. And the way Jenna Gabriel at 5'9" is celebrating, she might have gotten a pinky on it.
Yeah, she's a little fired up here. But man, this ball's out of system, off the net, but she gets some height up there. She gets off the floor. But this is where Milana needs to hit high and deep. Those are the swings that you cannot take into the belly of the block.
Oh, good serve. Asia O'Neal has been a really good server all season long. What a dig by Presley, and that will be saved nicely by Locke, and free ball Texas. Nothing free about that. Rhian Butler off the top of the block.
So Baylor doing a nice job bunching in here. They know the ball's going to Butler, so they have the left side blocker there to help. But it doesn't matter. She can still hit over the top and off the block.
First lead for Texas in this opening set. Presley out of the back row for the first time. They do really rely an awful lot on Presley, front court, back court. She gets 35% of all of their total attempts.
They do, but this ball that's passed at the 10-foot line, they'd rather set her a pipe in system than chuck that ball outside out of system. So I like them running that thing around the 10-foot line and keeping her in rhythm.
Both teams passing the ball effectively here, and now the first stuff block. This by Stafford with some help on the outside for Marika Vandermark, 6'6", redshirt sophomore out of the Netherlands.
So Baylor does a nice job reading this ball. As soon as that ball's passed off the net and forward, they shift forward to the outside and get a nice, well-formed block.
Second service error so far of the opening set for the Baylor Bears. That was Chanel Bramscriber, 5'7", sophomore out of Plano, Texas. Only played 10 matches last year. Remember, Jenna Gabriel, with 9 matches remaining, was inserted into the starting lineup and has been there ever since. Thought that a real battle would be joined during training camp, but Ashley Shook had some foot problems. That never quite happened. And now Jenna Gabriel firmly the #1 setter for Texas. And very few teams in the country have 2 solid players at that position. Texas has that luxury. Presley. That ball missed out of bounds down the line.
Texas did a nice job there. The first ball was Stafford. They know she's coming across the court to hit that gap 3, trying to cut that ball back. So they block her on that first ball, get a nice opportunity back, put up a solid block. Presley hits out.
Yeah, Sienna Presley has taken 8 out of the 15 swings so far for Baylor. Vandermark again, that ball off the block and out of bounds. Skylar Fields, who this week was named the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week and the Rookie of the Week, getting tooled there. Why is blocking the hardest skill to learn?
You know, it's hard because you tend to, follow the ball. So and the ball doesn't really tell you where it's going to go. The hitter tells you where it's going to go. So it's hard to train your eyes. And I think young players have a hard time at the next level doing that.
That ball out of bounds. What a swing again by Breon Butler. And let's take another look, if we can. Look at the delivery from Jenna Gabriel.
And this is the ball we talked about earlier in the match. It has to be high enough and fast enough for her to get on top of it. But it's off the net. She fires that ball in there and gives her enough height to get on top of that ball.
Tough serve. And the woman who leads the conference in aces just added to her total. That was ace number 27 on the season.
And this is that hybrid serve we talked about earlier. It's not quite a top spin. It's got a little bit of motion on it. And she's gotten this thing down.
It's almost better off if you miss it.
Right.
That ball doesn't have really true spin. That's hard to pass. Presley off the block and out of bounds.
And Presley knew that ball was going out before she even landed. She looked for the blocker's hands, turned her wrist a little bit to work on that tool out of bounds. Again, that's what's impressed me the most about her is her array of shots, and her volleyball IQ has shot through the roof this year.
And she got off to such a wonderful start when at the time Baylor upset Wisconsin. She went for 31 kills against the Badgers. Nice play by Micaiah White. White looks very comfortable, and I noticed that most in her serve receive. Her first contact has been really good so far.
It's been solid, and they're going to continue to go after the passer hitters here. They're going to serve Micaiah White as much as possible, and right now she's handling the ball well.
Presley again right on the sideline. And I'll tell you, Brea Hunt, the 5'10 senior out of Waco, who came into the Baylor program as a setter, she is a dynamite receiver.
You know, I love
Texas got to get off her.
And she just has a great feel for the game, and that's why she's able to move to that position, embrace it, and just run with it.
O'Neal, that's a new wrinkle. Will step aside. #1 Baylor taking on #4 Texas. Both teams playing at a very high level before another sellout crowd here in Austin to kick this one off.
They've only lost 2 all season, including their last loss in a set was mid-September to Houston. This is unusual territory for them to be down in that last huddle. Their coach, Ryan McGuire, was telling them they've got to pound certain zones a little bit better on their serve, attack Texas so they cannot get into rhythm.
Thank you, Holly. The only other set loss was to Wisconsin, now one of the hottest teams in the country. Perfect pass. Texas got to change their strategy here. They're serving Hunt, and she is just passing that ball perfectly. Let's go back down to the sideline and Tyler Denning.
Head coach Eric Sullivan that was delivering the message, and it was a very positive tenor. He said that he really liked the patience and the discipline for the Texas attackers and wants to continue to see that throughout this first set.
Thank you, Tyler. Good cover on the tip by Milana. White again, ripping into the cross court. Given Micaiah White's numbers, she now has 4 kills on 4 swings.
A lot of patience on both sides of the net right now, but handling the ball well. And I love this swing, sharp inside the block. That is a testament to the set. Perfect set. She's lined up nicely and can crack this ball sharp inside the block.
After this point, I want to ask you about our impact players.
Okay.
Another perfect pass by Hunt. A little confusion, and Texas the beneficiary. Oh, look at that. Wow.
Oh, that's tough.
Yassiana Presley doesn't need any gifts of kills. That'll go down as a kill for number 22 in green.
And you know what's interesting here? So Molly Phillips is in as a blocking sub, and you have Claire Hahn setting in transition. And sometimes when you try these little wrinkles and the communication isn't there, there's confusion on those plays.
Definitely a net violation must have been against Texas, so that point will go to the Baylor Bears, and we're tied at 16. Mentioned the 31, 31, I should say, sets in a row. Got to give a little love to Stephen F. Austin. They've won 34 in a row.
I know.
A little Stephen F.
Lighten
Austin
it up.
love. Tight pass. Good cover by Hahn. Well, Baylor got a break when a free ball went to the floor, and now Texas gets one. But give a lot of credit to Claire Hahn, really hustling near the center line.
She went flying in there to play that ball. Just a little miscue between Locken and Stafford. That ball is normally on the money for them.
What do you think the 2 impact players, the setters for each team, how do they look so far?
You know, I think they're both doing a very nice job of distributing the ball and setting it where it needs to go. So I like what they're both doing right now. I think on each side of the net, the blocking is in the right spot, defense is in the right spot, and that's why we have a pretty good match in front of us.
Timeout called by Ryan McGuire. Baylor trailing 18-16, and Breon Butler, remember, she had that foot injury at the beginning of the season, missed 8 matches. Texas's blocking numbers are lower than they would ordinarily be. With Breon Butler back in the middle at full strength, what does she bring to Texas that we haven't already seen?
She brings so much. I mean, obviously, offensively, when they can pass the ball, she can score almost at will.
Kills per set. Shelly Stafford, who really hasn't gotten into the mix as yet, averages almost 3. She's number 5 in the middle of your screen in green, as O'Neal will go back to serve. Texas leading by 2, Texas leading by 1 as that ball drifts out of bounds. A rare service error for Asia O'Neal.
And she's looking to serve that ball right at Presley, get them a little more out of system, as much out of system as possible. You'll see that Presley isn't in every passing pattern, so they know that whenever she's in, they want to try to get that ball on.
Graham Scriber. Eggleston down the line. Nice dig by Locken. Ball right on top of the net. And Eggleston is able to win that one away from Stafford. The joust goes to Texas.
And another perfect set by Peterson to Eggleston that created all of this mess. She hits the ball hard, ball's overpassed, and they're in a good position to block the ball.
Ooh, that could have been a double contact in any case. A block on the outside against Vandermark. Texas now with their 5th stuff block opening set. Best blocking performance you've seen from Texas so far against a really elite opponent?
Well, you know, I think they've done a nice job scouting, and they're in the right spots, pressing over the net consistently. That's the best part about this, is they're doing the game plan and executing it properly.
Missed opportunity for Texas. Can Presley and Baylor take advantage? They get a break. A net violation is going to be called against Butler and Texas. Opening set, Baylor number 1, Texas number 4. They're the same numbers in the RPI, making this match even more important. They'll play again on November 20th in Waco. Here's Stafford. Eggleston, wow, right on the sideline. Remember that Ryan McGuire has already used 1 challenge, and he only gets 3 unless the match goes to 5 sets.
It's tough. It's early.
That ball looked like it was on the sideline to me. What did you think, Selima?
It was a fun year, I tell you. It was a fun.
Did you have something to do with that?
I mean, maybe a little.
Did you get a ring?
I was there. I was present. Yeah.
21-18. How would you rate Baylor's serve receive so far?
You know, it's been okay. They've been able to do what they want to. You know, I think Texas is targeting some passers that maybe have been passing poorly in certain rotations up until this point, but they've been passing well tonight.
I agree with you. All the more compliment to Texas blocking and defense. They're facing a lot of plays that are in system. Good block touch. Chance to extend the lead. Peterson diving in front, one-on-one to the outside, and ripped by Micaiah White. Good aggressive play by Sydney Peterson.
And I love that she kind of just comes in here and steals the ball, and they are able to run this ball in system, and it's not all the way out to the pin. They've been running that kind of a short string ball that she's able to hit either in the seam or inside the block. Oh.
That hybrid had a little too much power, a little bit too much juice in the battery.
It can get away from you sometimes.
Well, she's been a good server. Now 27 aces. She had one earlier in the set against now 43 errors. You'll take that ratio. Bree Coleman on to serve. One Bree deserves another.
Unbelievable swing. But this is the pass that Texas needs, and the height and speed of the ball to get Butler the ball. I mean, you can't stop that.
Breon Butler spent some time with Team USA during the summer, where he always served. Set points now for Texas, and they've got 5 of them, 24-19. Another good serve, tight for Presley, and missed it out of bounds. Baylor had won 31 sets in a row. That streak comes to an end. A magnificent accomplishment against some quality opponents, both inside competition.
But it's so important to look at because this match, this set was tight. 15, 16, 16, 18, and then it got away from them a little bit. And that's where Texas put their foot on the gas and just didn't look back.
Really good defense for Texas. 5 blocks. And remember when we spoke with Ryan McGuire on Monday, on the year, Baylor had been siding out at 70%. That's a really good number. Texas held them to 56% in that opener. Baylor to serve first. And that ball missed out of bounds. Anna Locken struggling right now, finding a solid connection out of the middle with Stafford. Second in the Big 12 behind only Texas, but 3rd in the country. Texas is number 1 in terms of hitting efficiency. Missouri is 2, and Baylor is 3. That ball is dubbed too tight. You cannot do that. That's a bad mistake by number 1, Tara Wolf.
And she'd love to get that one back because that wasn't Skylar Field's hardest swing. But she was in the position to dig this ball and just passes it. And Butler's there to crush it.
Mentioned it many times, and I'm sure you told your players when you were coaching them, or your teammates more likely when you were at Penn State, dig the ball 20 feet off the net.
That's it.
Is 99% better than digging it a foot over.
Just give us a chance to stay in system, put the other team in a worse position with the next ball.
There is Brea Hunt. 24 digs versus Houston the last time again that Baylor lost a set. That ball might have been going out of bounds. First miscue in reception, really a bad miscue. Here's Presley off the top of the block and down. Yeah, she wasn't hitting 4,375. I know, mistakes are allowed. I've made a few hundred of them. She hit 375 in the opening set. On the year, she hits 317. Again, much more efficient this year than last. That ball out of bounds.
So I like the serving strategy here by Baylor. They get Kaya White passing short, kind of clog it up a little bit over there for Fields so she can't get in a great position to swing, and they're forced to set the right side.
Brian Butler is stopped for the first time by Shelley Stafford.
That's a nice play by Baylor because they're reading this play. It's a perfect pass. They know they want to get the ball to Butler whenever they have a good pass. So they've got both blockers in, bunched in, ready for her.
Nice pass by Butler out of the middle, and she'll take care of that. I had the feeling, or just the impression, that Stafford was really struggling offensively, and the numbers bear it out. 0 for 7 with 4 errors so far for the second-team All-American middle blocker wearing number 5 in green.
And I'm telling you,
a tough start, but a long way to go. There's that hybrid again. Good pass by Peterson and a slam dunk by Brian Butler. Or a slam dink, if you will.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. But hey, ball's on the floor. You can get the ball up there and just throw it down in the middle of the court. Hitting the floor is hitting the floor. Doesn't matter how hard it is.
7th kill now for Brian Butler, who's been really busy with 12 swings. You said that was one of the keys for Texas fans to watch. How much action did their middle attackers get? They've been really busy. At least Butler has been. Presley again. Good cover. And missed out of bounds. Chanel Bramscriber, a magnificent hitter coverage, giving up her body wearing number 32 in green.
It's great coverage here. She's right there. Locken sets this ball. Looks like people want to double on that play. Hard to see from up here, but it's a nice play.
Stafford is stuffed again, and it comes right back on her shoulder. Stuff block number 6 now for Texas.
This is a nice play by White. You see her, she's bunched in, and then she just chases the slide. She waits for her. Is she going to hit in front, or is she going to go behind? Did a nice job timing it and blocking it back into the court.
4-0 run for Eggleston and the Longhorns. Make it a 5-0 run. This serve is really funky.
It's not fun to be on the receiving end of this ball. There's so much weirdness on, so much action on it. You see that ball just curve off of her hand.
Timeout called by Baylor. Hey, don't you live in New York? You know all about subway noise. It is loud in here, and the run continues. Eggleston with another ace. Stafford still without a kill. They're really trying to establish her. Nice read by Peterson, the libero for Texas. Presley tucking that ball smartly down the line. Let's go back down to the sideline. Tyler Denning. Baylor's made an adjustment, haven't they, Tyler?
They have, Paul, so you guys keep your eyes on it. Texas noticed that Baylor has flipped their middle, so in that last timeout, the emphasis was really the conversation with Brian Butler, Micaiah White, and Skylar Fields, how to deal with that. So flip middles for Baylor, keep an eye on it.
What does that accomplish, or what is Baylor trying to accomplish with that move, with their rotation?
Well, you know, we talked about Stafford not getting the swings that she wanted. I think Texas is prepared for their regular lineup and has done a fantastic job of stopping her and slowing her down. So moving her around will give her some more opportunities to swing and just get some different looks from different blockers.
Ace serve again for Texas. Boy, the numbers really adding up. That is 4 aces now. Make it 5 for Peterson Eggleston and company and the Texas Longhorns against just 3 errors. Perfect first contact. Leads to an easy kill out of the middle in transition. Texas is rolling.
And you look at the ball here is exactly where it needs to be. It's what I talked about in my little demo thing. It's if you pass this ball in the middle of the court, get the middles involved, it's going to be a tough night for Baylor.
You don't do little demo things. That was very, very informative. That ball hit out of bounds.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that Ryan McGuire can wait. He might have to burn another timeout trailing 12-5. 10-1 run. I didn't think so. Baylor has to use its second and last timeout of this second set. Texas, number 4 in the country, over Baylor, number 1 in the country. 1-0 and 12-5. But look at the rest of the squad. They have done absolutely nothing at the offensive end for the number 1 ranked Baylor Bears.
And you just can't have one person. You can't have, even if it's your best person, you can't just have one person running the offense. It's not going to work. You're not going to win matches.
Gia Milana registers her second kill, but to give you an idea, Presley has 11 kills. Milana has 2. Vandermark 1. Hannah Locken, the setter, has a kill. Cara McGee has 1. And Shelley Stafford has yet to record a kill on 10 swings. Fields off the edge of the block and out of bounds and into the antenna. When we spoke with Ryan McGuire, I was so impressed, seemingly, with the team culture, team cohesiveness, team strength. It wasn't all about volleyball. It was about us. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see if Baylor can take the first real shot of the season and recover and come back. They have shown unbelievable quality of play throughout the course of the season. They have beaten Wisconsin, Creighton, Missouri, Hawaii, all ranked teams. I mean, this is a team that's played at a super high level.
It is.
But they're in a spot right now they haven't faced this year.
Well, and I tell you, Paul, when you have a match of this magnitude, no matter how much you prepare your team for that and tell them it's going to be okay and we're okay, it's hard not to feel it in the moment, especially when you haven't been here. When you haven't been in a match like this, there's a lot on the players. You can feel the stress, you can feel it, and they just need to steady out, see if they can get calm, help each other out, and coach, you know, is going to continue to help them through this. But it's a tough deal. Never been there before.
15-6 is the advantage for Hahn in Texas. Milana tucks it inside. Nice reaction by number 7 in White O'Neal. Presley out of the back row. I was looking at my notes from our conversation with Coach McGuire, and something that he said, we need to play with a lot of joy and embrace the pressure. Well, I'll tell you, that's being tested right now.
It is.
As Hannah Locken, the 6'1 junior out of Des Moines, Iowa, goes back to serve. Locken is there, but the ball goes down. Eggleston with the off-speed shot.
Smart shot by Texas, and Eggleston tipping this ball just over the top towards the setter, getting them completely out of system and not even able to play this ball.
Texas is hitting .317 so far on the evening. Baylor .078, and they're hitting negative in this set. That means more errors than kills. And that'll go down as another error and a stuff block. 17-7 is the advantage. 7th stuff block for Texas.
Tough serve by Texas, getting them out of system, and Locken needs to settle it down and set a cleaner ball to be able to run her offense.
Kept alive by Texas. Still the connection not there in the middle, whether to McGee or to Stafford. Trying to go middle again. Dunk again by Texas. It's outside the antenna.
just in the right spots defensively, whether it's their block or their back row players. They've scouted this team so well. So we talk about Baylor being a little bit flustered, but Texas is just going after them right now, playing at a very high level.
Ace serve again. You can't challenge. That leaves you with just one challenge. And it looks like you're going to go down 2-0. Micaiah White, her 16th ace on the season. Jared Elliott told us when we spoke to him on Tuesday that Texas has been spending twice as much time on block and defense and serving than any other phase of the game. It's paying off. That ball served out of bounds. Texas on a 17-4 run in complete control of this match. Let's go down to the sideline to Tyler again quickly.
Well, I asked Coach Elliott about Micaiah White and her growth, and it's been in that service line where she has seen the most. But really, he talked about her accountability. But the biggest thing that I took away was that he said this is her team to make and leave her legacy, to lead this group this season, her senior year.
Thank you, Tyler. And when we spoke to Coach Elliott, you know, obviously it's a big match. I've been traveling all over the country the last month and a half or so, and everybody had this date circled. What are we going to find out about Baylor, and what are we going to find out about Texas, and how do they compare? And Coach Elliott said that the players know exactly how big this match is, but we're not going to make it any bigger. They're smart. They know exactly how important this match is, but it's just one step along the way.
And it really is, because you have one match at a time, and everybody knows this. But this, you can't help but get hyped up for a match like this and fired up. And Texas has so far come ready to play.
Well, you look around the country, Wisconsin may be playing better than anybody else. Minnesota is right there. I saw Penn State. They're very good. Nebraska is very good. Stanford now. Of course, Catherine Plummer's been out. She's going to miss this weekend as well, probably. Nice kill by Breon Butler. Pittsburgh only has one loss. If I didn't mention that previously, there are a lot of good teams and a lot of pieces to fit together before the tournament comes in about 43 days.
So this pass, I love it because the pass isn't perfect, and Gabriel's getting a little more gutsy. She's firing this ball in. They clearly have had a better connection. She's just setting Butler whenever she can fire that ball in there.
Stafford finally able to get a kill and going off speed. Between the two setters, I think Jenna Gabriel has been superior so far. Do you agree with that?
I would agree with you. She's been steady. Her ball's been consistent. The hitters are getting good looks. And she's done a fantastic job right now leading this team.
Hunt on to serve. Texas with a big lead, already up 1-0. They won the opening set 25-19. That ball is served out of bounds. One of the concerns with Gabriel, number 2 in white, the 5'8" sophomore out of Honolulu, Hawaii, sometimes she sets the ball into the block, sets it too tight, what we call a trap set. Haven't seen one of those tonight. I
haven't even. It looks like she's been working on it. And that ball's off the net and high.
Perfect pass. Presley is stuffed. Block number 8 for Butler with some help from Fields on the outside.
And this block is lined up perfectly. Fields doesn't give her any room to swing down the line. She wants to cut that ball down the line. She gets her right hand on the ball.
Ace serve again. Best serving performance, best serve pass performance that I've seen Texas have in a couple of years against a real quality opponent. Make no mistake, Baylor is that. That is ace number 6 for Texas. Set points. Stafford is roofed again.
Texas is just all over Baylor at this point. Making strong blocking moves, timing it perfectly. And man, that phase of the game is huge for them, and that's what they've been looking to do. Get better and better at the net blocking.
Texas ranked number 4.
We can't run anything if we're not passing well. He said, I did flip my middles. We wanted to try to open things up for Shelley Stafford, but if we're passing, that doesn't help us at all. That is as simple as it gets. They've got to do a better job passing and getting in system so more people can get involved.
Holly. You can talk about a lot of things, game plan, you can talk about scheming, you can talk about matchups, but there's no question that it comes down in large part to who wins the serve and pass battle. Presley looking over the top and misses that out of bounds. Well, we're just underway here in the third. Let's send it down to Tyler Denning. The story of the Texas sideline.
Well, guys, not a lot of technical talk down here on the Texas sideline. They were refueling peanut butter jelly sandwiches, gummies, Gatorade, and water. Micaiah White had a quick message. Jenna Gabriel spoke to the team quickly, but Coach Elliott just popped in there at the end and told them to continue doing what they're doing.
Presley with a high, hard swing off the edge of the block. Gummies and peanut butter. Look, they got the best nutritionists in the world.
You have no idea.
Baylor, the only undefeated team in the country at 16-0. Texas at 12-2. Baylor has wins over 5 ranked opponents. Baylor's not doing it with mirrors. They're not doing it by avoiding teams. They beat Creighton. They beat Wisconsin. They beat Marquette. They won at Marquette and at Wisconsin.
They have beat some legitimate teams and played at a very high level. And they have the ability to do it. Like Coach McCarthy said, if they can handle the ball, they're going to have a match.
That's a big if at this point. They have not shown that they've been able to handle the serving of Texas so far on the evening. Presley again. That was a pretty good swing.
That was.
Smart, high up into the block, but the Texas block.
This is what we talked about, being out of system, and that block just set. They're ready. They're ready for her to hit this ball. All 4 hands are over the net. No chance of scoring.
Texas now in double digits in stuffs. That was their 10th. And the aces are mounting up. That might be a season high in a very quick, potentially 3-set match. Baylor already behind 4-1. Presley off the inside had to Breon Butler. And down to the floor. Presley now with 14 kills on 29 swings. Again, nobody else in a Baylor uniform has more than 2 kills. Besides, of course, Presley. Here's Hunt. That serve had nothing on it. Butler and Texas make Baylor pay.
Yeah, they're trying to clog some things up over there. Maybe see if they can serve that half of the court to force her to set somebody else. But, man, perfect pass. They're going to run it.
Breon Butler now in double digits. 6 blocks. But double digits with 10 kills on 16 swings. Good touch by O'Neal. And Micaiah smartly down the line.
And I can't say enough about Gabriel putting the ball right where it needs to be. You see, Micaiah White has every option. She could have hit that ball sharp cross court, but she just chops it down the line, so it's right where she needs to be.
Best you've seen Gabriel play?
I'm feeling it right now. Yeah, I'm liking what she's doing.
Presley is able to tuck that ball down inside of O'Neal and Skylar Fields. Gia Milana back on as Presley will go back to the line. Been working on a hybrid serve. She's usually just stays down and serves. She does that here. Fields through the block and down. Number 5, Skylar Fields, just her 3rd kill. No errors on the night against 9 swings as Hahn will come on. Fields to the sideline, the reigning offensive player of the week and rookie of the week in the Big 12 Conference. And she loves playing in Gregory Gym, hitting .445 efficiency at home. Another ace. Wow. Wow.
Man.
9 aces for Texas. 10, make it 11 is the season high against Oklahoma. Good set again by Gabriel. Perfect spot. Milana able to spank that ball through the blockers and down. Number 77 in green.
Real nice play by Milana. She just kind of goes off one foot, finds her way through that block. And that's what they need to do. They need to manufacture kills. They need to find them somewhere.
I've got a stat for you that you will not believe after this next point. Oh, the ball falls. Lucky break from Micaiah White. Texas has been an inconsistent serving team. Would that be fair?
Yes, fair.
Okay, last 3 matches. 27 aces.
Wow.
10 errors. A lot of credit to the Texas coaching staff and the players for really realizing and putting the work in how important the serve, block, and defense phase is. Texas with a 9-4 lead. Another dig by White. The ball right on top of the net. Joust coming, and again.
Unbelievable defense here by White, and they are just scrapping, going after it. Playing strong at the net. Eggleston's able to hit that overpass, and they are on fire right now. Micaiah
White, 7 kills on 14 swings, hitting .429. That was her 8th dig. Texas won the opening set, 25-19. Won the second set, 25-10. On top here, they got out to a quick early lead again, 6-2, and now we're on top, 10-5. These two teams will play again in Waco on November 20th. Asia O'Neal on the slide.
That was a monster swing. Oh, he's smiling. I see you.
Dad's happy.
We got you.
Usually very stoic. Well, it's his daughter's birthday. They're on their way to upsetting the #1 team in the country.
That's a reason to smile.
Yeah, it sure is. Red shirt freshman, 6'3" out of South Lake, Texas, the #2 recruit overall in 2018. Milana! Blocked again by Texas.
Texas block is unbelievable right now.
Timeout called by Baylor. A lot to celebrate with the way the Texas Longhorns coming in at #4 taking on the undefeated and #1 ranked Baylor Bears. Baylor still has time, but not much left in the hourglass. They've got to find some magic here in the next several plays. Starts with a perfect pass. And Presley able to put the ball away. Presley now with 16 kills. She has been, as advertised, a high flyer with lots of talent. And I love her body language with her teammates. She's been really positive.
And they've added this little wrinkle here, kind of that in-between set. We call that a B. There's different zones in the back row, just to open up some offense. We saw that a little bit early in the last couple matches, and now we're trying to utilize it a little bit more.
A serve, Bramscriber dials up the ace. That is the first on the evening for the Baylor Bears. Baylor's got to convert. Not a good first contact. Logan taken way off the court. Wow, that was not a good first touch by Baylor. And they paid the price.
You know, that's the tough part. An easy ball comes over the net. The ball's passed at the 10-foot line.
I mean, look at that. Where is that going? Look at Locken.
That's 12, 13, 14 feet. And then she's unable to get Presley the ball she needs.
Yeah, Baylor has not been doing that so far on the year. Nice play by Presley again.
That's the ball she needs. That's the rhythm she needs to be able to score. And that's the pass they need to create an offense.
That ball tucked away by McGee. Kara McGee, 6'4" freshman, the #1 blocker currently in the Big 12 at 1.4%. Crowd getting a little antsy. Stafford to serve. Stuff block on the outside. 6'6" Vandermark with the roof.
She is fired up right now. This is a nice position. Skylar doesn't quite get her feet to the ball, and Vandermark is in a nice position to stuff this ball on the outside.
Asia O'Neal, the redshirt freshman, having a really good match, really good year, hitting .406 on the year, and very, very solid performance so far, along with the rest of her Texas teammates. Texas on top, 2-0, 14-10. A rare miscue from the service line for the Longhorns and a breath of hope for the Baylor Bears. Bree Coleman, 6' sophomore out of Valencia, California, will come on to serve. Baylor, as I mentioned, has time. They even snuck some sand back in the clock.
They do have time. They can be resilient and tough. They can be right back in this match.
Got to make plays here. Oh, what a stab dig by Gabriel. Baylor must score in transition. Presley off the top of the block, not yet. It's been that kind of night for Texas, and also that kind of night for Baylor.
Man, couple of stabs, you know. Gabriel stabs on ball, Eggleston stabs on ball, and they're in transition. It's tough. When it's flowing, huh?
Well, that ball rattled through the block,
Sure
and just people putting out, one-arm bandits to pull that ball up for Texas. Ball tipped straight to the floor. Nice read that time by Hannah Locken. Locken was an honorable mention All-American in her sophomore year. The setter, as I mentioned, out of Iowa. Here is Presley. White through the block. Milana playing a little self-defense. Right side to Fields. Skylar Fields, 6 kills on the night on 14 swings. Texas is hitting .359 on the night.
Another big night.
Well, and Baylor, #1 in the conference in opponents' hitting percentage. We talked about that in the pregame show, as well as mistiming here, as well as when we showed sort of a tail of the tape. And Ryan McGuire, boy, he was has been so incredibly impressive in developing and building this program. Long way to go in the season, but trailing here 2-0 in 17-12. Right back to Presley, who missed it out of bounds. In the first 34 years of NCAA volleyball competition, Baylor went to the NCAA tournament 4 times. In the last 4 years, they've gone 3 times.
Yeah.
So this is a program that is really headed in the right direction, as evidenced by what they did in the non-conference, getting to 16-0, out of bounds again. Presley is having to press because nobody else can create offense.
Yeah.
10 hitting errors.
It's a tough time for Baylor right now.
Timeout called by Baylor. It'll
say, okay, this is where Texas is right now. This is where Baylor is. It doesn't mean that's who you are, but that's where you are right now.
That's where you were tonight.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. That's where you were tonight.
Well, like Coach McGuire said, I asked him if this was the most important match in the history of the program. He said, I was begging for a headline. I wanted
You were.
I was begging. He said, absolutely. And then pregnant pause. And then he said, yeah, that's because it's our next match on the schedule.
Right.
So they will have to put this one away and focus on their next match. And Texas is going to have to put Baylor away. They're not going to go quietly. Good pass. And another tip straight down by Locken.
Locken doing a nice job. She's attacking at the right times. But man, there's hustle play on the Texas side of that. You see Peterson flying into the bench, keeping her control. Sully catches her, stops her from getting hurt. It's a nice play.
O'Neal trying to cut that a little too sharp indeed. Baylor again. They've got good team chemistry. Both of these teams do. They really care for one another. The staffs have done a really good job showing how much they care about their athletes, and not just as players. Texas, wow. Boy, they're really in need of a side out right now. That's 19-15.
Like you said earlier, there's time. There's always time. Chip away.
Texas has been siding out, at over 70%. They've been good in serve receive. That's a serving mistake. You can't serve the libero there. Beautiful dig by Wolf. And O'Neal taps that ball down and through. That was a serving mistake by Baylor. And that was kind of the downfall. And that was a lollipop right to Sydney Peterson.
It was. And that's the thing. You have to be intentional with where you're going with the ball, focused on it, because that's a big mistake. It costs you points.
That turned out to be a big point for Micaiah White in Texas. 6'5", 6'3", 6'3". Molly Phillips on the block. Off the block. Oh, just off the edge and out of bounds. Texas bench is claiming that ball hit the Baylor attacker on the way out of bounds, and Coach Elliott is thinking about using his second challenge. Bang, bang play.
Yeah, they're looking at their players. They feel like she did. They're not super definitive, but
ball was called out of bounds. The officials did confer. Let's take another look. This is Stafford. No, I don't think so. Close. I think it goes to the jumbo lineup. She's going to stuff a ball that's really going to matter.
Jumbo. I love it.
Well, what would you call it?
I mean, I guess jumbo. It's the right word.
Outside the antenna. Texas 3 points away from a sweep. That connection has not been there at all so far in the match between Locken and Stafford.
It has not.
Texas now just 2 points away on the violation. Okay, Baylor was number 1, Stanford number 2, Pittsburgh 3, Texas 4, Nebraska 5, Wisconsin 6. Who's number 1 next week?
Oh, man.
Can you put Stanford up there without Catherine Plummer?
I'm looking at it right now, and
look, thank goodness for the tournament. It's going to be decided on the point on the court.
Yes, it will.
Might be Pittsburgh.
Could be.
Texas 2 points away. And Stafford able to get a kill on the right side, deploying Stafford on the right as opposed to her usual middle blocking and attacking position. 23-18 is the advantage. Baylor must convert. Not a good free ball play. You could see that coming.
A mile away. Oh, her arm is so fast on that swing.
Match point. That ball was only 6 feet out of bounds, but other than that, go ahead and play it. Presley off the top of the block. It is so loud in here. Jenna Gabriel might have not been able to hear the call from her teammates.
I would agree with that because you know she wouldn't play it. They were all screaming at her.
I mean, it was way out of bounds.
Yeah, way out of bounds.
Match point number 2. For the win. And why not? Another block by Texas for an even dozen on the night.